Evening, everybody. Welcome to Sexy Times. Sound off when you hear your name. Gertrude. Not following the joke. Okay, never mind. What's your mind? As promised, because there was nothing going on at the Target Geek Out Fall Geek Out for G.I. Joe this morning, we promised nothing but an hour of Aaron Judge home run highlights, backed by Frank Stallone's Far From Over. So now just everybody sit back, relax, and enjoy some highlights. We're going to smack some dingers.
This copyright strike brought to you by...
We can't do that. We can't actually do that.
You can do it for 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, that was 4.8 or something, just to be safe.
That's twice as long as you need.
Right.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Pre-show payback. Pre-show payback.
Not what she says.
But anyways, hang out. We'll chat some after our kick-ass theme song. All right.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Toe tapping.
Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing this evening?
Great.
Yeah. I'm a little disturbed, I'll be honest.
All right. Well, we'll start with you. Top row. He's the former head of marketing for G.I. Joe at Hasbro. It's the hot Joe, Mark Weber.
That's right. And this is
That's
the only non-traditional Yankee hat I own.
Okay.
I'm rocking the back in black, digging it. But right then when you hit the theme song, I have some funky icon up in my toolbar down there, and I make sure everything else is off, right? Reboot the whole computer. I am dedicated to the show. And I got some like circular neon green icon down there I've never seen before in my life. So since we have a good 12 seconds to play with, I'm like, hey, what's this? Click on it. Spotify. I didn't even know I had Spotify.
Well, you do now.
What's it doing turning on randomly right as the podcast goes live? I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
They're trying to spy on you.
I guess, man.
They
Was
know
it playing Frank Stallone?
Our audio listeners can find us through Spotify, so they're trying to figure out what's up.
Frank Stallone, probably the second most famous Stallone.
I would guess, yeah.
Big old silver medal for Frank.
Look, man, I'll give Frank Stallone this. He's always been in on the joke.
Yeah, it's true.
He's always been a good sport about being the second most popular Stallone.
Being the second banana to younger brother Biff.
Oh,
we got a mom sighting. Hello.
Says hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay. What are you doing?
We are live going around the world.
Oh.
We're getting banned. We're getting banned.
That's good.
Banned in Antarctica.
No.
To all the troops abroad and all the ships at sea.
I don't want to go to no.
She doesn't want to go to Antarctica.
No, nobody does. That's why we're banned there. But would you please do something to embarrass your daughter?
No.
Give her a big old kiss.
See, she earned
there
this.
There it is.
Not wearing headphones.
She's my love. My blood.
Oh my God. Okay, Mom.
But joining us in the bottom right corner, that's that gentleman down there. He's home from teaching your children. It's Rack Time Rob.
Hello.
Anything new to report from the front?
I did not have to fill out any cards on my body fluid bingo card today. So, unlike yesterday where I almost filled it because they were filling it.
Oh boy.
See, I asked, and then I get really disappointed when it actually is a poop day.
Yeah.
Man, not today though.
All right. At least they got you. Took care of you on Friday.
Yeah, gave me a Friday off.
Now, I haven't been here that long. I'm still the new guy. Is this a rookie card? Is this a debut appearance for Mama Colton?
It absolutely is.
Yes.
Standing.
That's right. She keeps zoning in and out of Joe's background.
And
right?
It's like she's coming out of it like Homer coming out of
the
Emerging from a cast of cobras.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
I hate you so much.
I don't know what's better,
Beautiful.
Wes appearing like a wraith to terrify his bride, or Joe's mom cheering him on. Excellent, beautiful, well done.
Beautiful.
She has no friends in that. When we first met Joe's mom, we were standing in line at JoeCon in Chattanooga, and instantly she was on my side, right?
Yes. Yeah, she takes everybody's side but mine.
Didn't ask any questions. She didn't know who I was. I showed up and I started busting her daughter's chops, and she decided, this fat one, he's okay.
Yeah, she's like, good, you tell her. And I was like, Mom, no, this is Mike. Like, he does this. No, I like him. He's right. Okay, Mom.
I got to figure, as Joe's mom, you and her go way back. And so she just probably knows that the other side needs help. Right? That's what I figured. Yeah.
A lot of
She
kids.
takes Wes's side all the time. And on top of that, she's like, don't be mean to him. Be nice.
Yeah.
Because she likes this one, right?
Yeah, she likes this one.
The thing I like about Wes is how unexpected he is.
Also coming out of the hedge like Homer Simpson.
Terrifying.
That was the best.
I was your like little head about here, and I was like, why? There was like
now he's fitting in the background, kind of.
Yeah.
He's just another Cobra soldier.
To all our viewers, if someone does that behind me, dial 911.
Yeah.
It is not a bit.
No. We got TikTok fodder for this week, that's for sure.
Yep. I've had this much fun since we had a third Arizari running around.
Right? It's messed up right there.
Man.
you clip this and just me screaming.
She's back with us after 4 weeks on the road and on sick leave.
Yes.
Joe Colton is back in the house, everyone.
Hello, everybody. I've missed you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
We saved you for last. It wasn't not a question of moving you down the pecking order, but we needed to make a production out of your first run back with us.
I beat them.
I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's just like telling Wes, like, she met you guys. You're all good people. Oh my God, Mom!
I mean, we're meeting the parents. I mean, apparently this is moving along well.
Mark, you've never met the.
Have you never met my mom, Mark?
Nope.
Oh, that's weird. She was like, I remember seeing Mark, and I was like, yes, this is Mark, and then that's Rob.
He's tough to miss.
Tall, yeah.
I mean,
You never met her. Okay, so that
You were both at the same JoeCon. It's surprising you didn't.
Yeah, are you sure? The last JoeCon, she was there.
I don't
know if
I
who
did.
looks like a pale ginger watch hand.
Because I was.
Yeah, Mom remembers him. She's like, that's Mark. And I was like,
Oh, there we go. Well, I don't know how to put this, but kind of a big deal. People know me.
As a small quiz.
Yes.
To make sure that you are in fact the correct person to let you back on the show, we have one question to ask you, and you have to get this right. Do the honors, if you will.
What's my name?
Whose name?
My name.
Rob.
All right. It's all right.
She's all right. Sounds legit. Sounds legit.
Sounds legit. She's in. She's back.
Was there a doubt? Like,
you should, Joe. The last 4 weeks, people were just popping up on the pre-show. Like, here I am. And we're like, no, don't think so. You're way too early.
I know. I believe at one point we had to keep out Putin.
Wow.
He is looking for places to hide.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the most Googled thing this week is how to get out of Russia.
Putin was trying to put together to complete his October card set. I guess he's missing Dinah.
But yes, Matt Rubin, we are doing captcha on the TeamStream now. You can't be too careful.
Oh. True.
You cannot be too careful. So I tell you what, guys, while I am uploading
all the news,
yes,
done.
I was about 4 hours short of prep time today. I have a new job now, and I didn't have it's really messing with me because normally, in my previous job, I only worked half the day on Friday, so I had all afternoon to get ready and get prepared for the show, and then today I had 2 hours period. So yeah, I was doing work earlier in the week, and it's bullshit. I can't. I'm not. I can't make a schedule like that.
Does that make you first to the swear jar?
I don't know. Too. I think Joe Colton, when she was surprised, gave us some expletives.
Oh, that's probably true.
Did I? I don't know if I did.
But, Diana Davis asked my Twitter post from yesterday was that they have security has not provided me with any kind of logins or clearances or passwords, and about half of them, yes. Not the ones I need to do any actual work, but I can at least log in and check my email now. So I can log in, check my email, and then play games on my phone, as opposed to just playing games on my phone.
Sounds like a great job.
I have said it may be the best job I've ever had.
Yeah. Maybe
the greatest job I've ever had. Anyhow, so yeah, this morning was the Target Fall Geek Out. There was really very little to talk about from the event itself. So before we get into all of that news, what do you say we get into community calendar?
Woohoo!
Where did my buttons go? There we go.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on your mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
I do enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Colton remains nonplussed.
And muted.
She's muted us to curse at me under her breath.
I have so many other photos.
Right back to normal.
I have so many other
photos. What was I bothering you for all week this week?
I sent you two.
I know, but you know what my goal is with these things. Do you have a photo where you look very surprised?
Yes.
We do now.
Yeah.
Now we do.
Now we have several. Thanks, Wes. This is your own fault because you're not wearing headphones. It's your own fault.
Oh, the sheer filth from the top left is impressive.
That's what we do here. So anyways, first up on the old community calendar, October 16th, it's the New England G.I. Joe show. The night's at Columbus Hall in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Stick around. Maybe they'll serve you some tater tots. Maybe not. I don't know. Can't say for sure. 10 till 2. Admission is $7. Kids are free. Early admission at 9 a.m. is $20. And again, I'll say it one more time. The most notable thing about this graphic is how pissed Flint looks to be looking after all those other.
It's like he had to watch his sister's kids or something.
I just think it's charming that you think a Knights of Columbus Hall will be serving tater tots and not something else.
Well, I mean, Sure, but I've already. How many strikes have I chalked up on the show already? I mean, I've got swearing. I've got public
signaling
signals. I've got a potential copyright strike. I mean,
from the Frank Stallone,
right?
You know he needs the money. Come on now.
Request to edit the sound. That request is denied.
Mm-hmm.
I will not. I enjoy how it roars through the speakers and almost to the feedback point. Ever since then, I have brought the levels down on sound, but I don't want to do that on Community Calendar. I like it loud.
Is Bob Tewksbury signing at this show?
He is not. What I understand. Flint got that "Who ate all the donuts" face. I can't agree more. So if you're around Tewksbury, like the Honcho is, on October 16th, that's a Sunday, so no soccer games.
No church, though.
Whatever. They get church at night.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What if I can convince Elizabeth to go?
She'll go with you. She'll go with you.
It's iPad time the whole way up.
Okay. Samantha Henry says, I think the loudness is amazing. Never change it.
There you go.
Loud is what we need. We have a show with Joe Colton.
You know we're going to bring the noise.
And possibly the funk.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we do all try to shower before we go, so maybe not.
Sadly, that would be probably the funk we bring.
I don't know if you know, but I came right from the gym. Yeah.
Looking all swole.
I know.
Looking all swole.
Now I know what Brock Lesnar feels like with those lats just kicking.
So anyways, further down the ladder, we got the New Jersey Collector Con. That is in Cherry Hill, New Jersey on October 29th. That is a 10 to 5 hours, $10 admission, $20 early bird at 8 o'clock a.m. You don't need to be at a toy show at 8 a.m. Bad things happen. That's like being in a bar after 2 a.m. That's spending too much money and having some regrets. That's what that is.
Nothing good happens at 8 a.m.
Not in Jersey.
Show. Well, yeah. I mean, everything's legal in Jersey.
In Jersey. That's why Mike Weber was a cop there.
That's right. That's borderline Pennsylvania, though, isn't it? Isn't Cherry Hill right on the border?
I believe we figured that out last week. Yes.
Yeah.
Close to Philadelphia.
Sneeze and you're in Philly.
It is a likely candidate for a Jim Buttel sighting.
Yes. That little show, I used to get a lot of my collectibles there and also start Christmas shopping there for people.
Anybody in particular?
Andrew Gaugen says 17 minutes in and Joe looks like she's regretting her life.
Probably.
He loves it here. Don't let her sulking fool you.
I like the point though that you can do some gift shopping there because there's a birthday coming up. Just saying.
Diana Davis asks, "Is Cherry Hill less thrilling than Strawberry Hill?" I think it has to be.
No, if you ever met Strawberry Hill, you wouldn't ask that question.
I'm sorry, I was confusing with Blueberry Hill.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
My bad. But quick question for Joe Colton from Diehard 3.75. That's a new name. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you. Joe Colton's favorite G.I. Joe cosplay character.
So it's always a toss-up between Scarlet and the Baroness. Depends on my mood. So those are my go-to gals.
You do have that killer Crimson Apps costume from a couple years ago.
Yeah, with a flamethrower that was made out of metal.
So Scarlet and Baroness first and second, but third place, Leopardo. Or maybe Leopardo. I don't know. Either way.
Fuck that guy.
Wait, it's not even the same guy. This guy's like Brazilian or something.
Doesn't matter.
He's a commando.
He's incognito Recondo. I don't care.
Samantha Henry asks, Mike and Rob, are you planning on being Tomax and Zaymot for Halloween? No, we are not twins. Rob is 2 years older than I am. Second off, we are planning Lobotomax and Zaymotable.
Nice.
Actually, I'm going to be doing my favorite thing. The guy who doesn't answer the door and saves all the Reese's peanut butter cups for himself on Halloween.
That's true. He did do this last year. I was at work. I bought like 4 bags of candy, and I come home and there's still 4 bags of candy, except for the stuff he's eaten. And underneath those bags of candy is a letter from the apartment complex saying that if you were planning on being home, they were going to give you a sign to put on the door so that kids would go to the door. And there was no sign on the door, of course, because Rob hid this letter from me so that I wouldn't bother him about it. And he would have a bag of peanut butter cups and a bag of Snickers and a bag of Snickers with different mixes of Snickers all to himself. So you understand, like, Rob, for the show's purposes, Rob is the good one, right? Somehow on this panel of Boy Scouts, Joe Colton and I are billed as the scoundrels. But no, it's Rob stealing candy from babies.
Right. Now,
hey, look, after last year, the last thing I wanted were kids knocking on my door.
Yeah, you did your job.
There are children in this building that
who I see at the high school every day already.
Now, everybody has favorites, and that's been done to death. But what are the dogs of the Halloween candy? The stuff they put in your bag, and you look at it and are like, Jesus, shouldn't even come to this house.
I mean, we're from a different generation, right? Like we're all old enough that we got apples. We got
pencils.
Yes, pencils.
A bit of honey.
Yeah, we got bags of pennies.
Bit of honey is rotten.
Bit of honey is gross, but it's better than bag of pennies.
Pennies?
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, because I'm not a coconut guy, Mounds or Almond Joy.
Yes,
Garbage.
Almond Joys or whatever.
Garbage.
Yeah. Coconut.
Any coconut thing.
Not
See,
buying
now
that on sale.
that's what that's where Dad would come in. Dad was candy garbage disposal.
Yeah, our dad loves terrible candy.
Yeah, he
Like,
loves bit of honey.
He
all
loves
over Mounds and Almond Joy. Loves black jelly beans.
Tootsie Roll barely counts. Right?
Oh no, Tootsie Rolls are great.
A little between the cheek and gum. Tootsie Rolls are good.
Tootsie Rolls are awesome, and you know what makes them even better? Tootsie Pop.
I'll give you Tootsie Pop, but Tootsie Rolls get old quick.
But they are usually one of the longer lasting ones in the candy bag.
Yeah.
Oh, you get the Tootsie Roll flavor rolls where you get the different flavors. Outstanding.
But yeah, Dad, black licorice, circus peanuts.
Oh,
he loves all of them, and like none. Like there's 4 kids, right? None of us inherited any of those tastes from him.
Yeah,
not a single one.
So with 4 kids and basically no standards as far as candy goes, your dad must have had a feast every Halloween.
he dug Halloween. He still digs Halloween.
Get out there, kids! Bring me back some crap.
Yeah, now he lives out in rural Indiana, so he's got like some kids on his block, and that's about it. Because
the only thing coming to the door are coyotes.
Right. So everybody does like trunk or treat stuff. So he's a 75-year-old guy. He ain't going to no trunk or treat. But I think it just means that he gets to play the Rob game and just buy candy that he wants to eat, which means giant bag of Almond Joy.
Yeah.
So anyways, New Jersey Collector Con.
I was just going to say, props to Diana Davis and Matt Rubin for mentioning 100 grand bars.
Oh, those are good.
Crazy underrated.
Yeah.
Whoppers too. Yeah. Gotta love you some malted milk balls. And then if you get too many of them, you just dump them all in the blender, and you make yourself killer milkshakes with those.
There is a point with Whoppers. Like if you had a gigantic bowl, like when you got to number 38, you'd be like, yeah, never getting another one ever.
Yeah, no, that's why you just you add a couple of them to your milkshake.
And it brings all the boys to the yard.
All the boys, all the girls, all the everythings.
What were we talking about?
New Jersey Collectors Con.
Oh, yeah.
October 29th, if you're around the Philadelphia, northern New Jersey area. Get yourself out there. Good show. Joe Colton gives it her full endorsement.
She gives it one freaky toe up.
You got to be out there at that one, Joe Colton. You're on mute. Still on mute.
I still understand her, though. She said no.
Yeah.
No, because we'll be up. We might be up. Well, we're going to be up in Jersey, but I don't know how close it is to Cherry Hill.
All right. Next show on the docket. We talked about it all last week. November 4th and 5th in Des Moines, Iowa. Assembly required. Head over to codenameiowa.com. Get yourself all the information. Or, God forbid, go back and watch last week's show, you humps.
Whoa. It's not a curse, but it's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, humps. All of a sudden, it's an old episode of NYPD Blue.
Oh. Samantha Henry says watermelon anything is the greatest. That is a lie. That is not.
Yeah, not going there.
Watermelon is fantastic. Watermelon flavored candy is the worst.
Watermelon, truly overrated. Just saying.
I mean, actual watermelon, love it. I'd eat my weight in watermelon. But watermelon candies? Gross. Yeah, like Diana Davis. I like the watermelon flavored watermelons. See, Zeta gets it.
Thinking of hot jumps, bro.
But yes, at the Hy-Vee Hall in downtown Des Moines. Because where else would the Hy-Vee Hall be but downtown Des Moines? November 4th and 5th, get yourself to assembly required. Especially if you're there Saturday. Everything on Saturday is free. But lots of great stuff. Again, head to codenameiowa.com. Get all of the ticket packages and prices and activities and all the cool stuff that they're doing there. Or tune into last week's episode. Or do both.
Those card backs that he's doing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There's
good. Always good art from Mr. Brian Sauer at Assembly Required. You can never say no to the artistic endeavor going on there. We also got Fanboy Expo. That is here in the hometown, Indianapolis, Indiana, November 12th and 13th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. I drove past it on my way home from work yesterday. I will never do that at around 5:30 p.m. again.
Error.
Yeah. Guests include Peter Cullen, Barbara Eden, Dave Foley, Jerry the King Lawler, Lex Luger, Lee Majors, Rikishi, Lindsey Wagner, Frank Welker, and many more.
That's a good run right there.
That's a good run there.
Hey, that's the $6 million man and the Bionic Woman.
Right.
And the total package.
Fred from Scooby-Doo.
And his bionic elbow. And Optimus Prime and Megatron, who are fairly bionic as well.
Also Eeyore.
The bionic tail. And
that'd be something if you put the bionic sound effect over Eeyore moving.
And then, of course, Dave Foley.
Dave Foley.
Honestly, remind me. I can't place it. Dave Foley is what? Is who?
From Kids in the Hall, News Radio.
Oh, okay. Got him.
Yeah.
And actually, I like him. So apologies, Mr. Foley. I saw those wrestlers and I thought, Dave Foley, will he be Mankind?
It's Mick Foley's older brother, yes. Cornelius McGillicuddy thought Lee Majors was dead. No,
they brought him back. They made him better.
He's better.
They rebuilt him. They had the technology.
Thicker, bro.
Thicker in the crotch, bro.
Yeah, he's bionic crotch, bro. Don't ask.
Paul Sidaway says that's Lee Marvin. Lee Marvin's dead.
Yeah.
How did he know he meant Lee Marvin?
I don't know. Andrew Garrison. We know where he's thinking. Heather Thomas will be there.
Got that right.
Fanboy Expo.
Sign my poster.
Right. I didn't have room on the list. I figured if somebody was going to get cut, sure, Heather Thomas.
But you know what? If you're cutting her, then you're cutting out the possibility of a Fall Guy reunion.
Right?
Right.
Who was there was some like slapstick tag along guy, right? Who was that dude?
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah.
The not $6 million man and not hot blonde.
In the Adrian Zemed role?
Yes.
Pretty much. And that played this week by Eric Roberts.
Oh. Yeah, but
hey, wait, we got Eric Roberts and Frank Stallone on the same show. That's got to be some kind of bingo record.
Go up to Phil's comment.
Lee Marvin died from inhaling too many paint fumes from his wagon.
Is that true?
No, it's a reference to, get this, a musical, Paint Your Wagon, where the stars are Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood. Those two titans of the Broadway stage.
Right. And they are singing.
And they're singing.
They did not get other actors to dub in for them.
Look, man, apologies ahead of time, Joe. If Shatner and Nimoy can sing, I think the door is wide open.
Yeah, no, that door should have been closed on those two.
Art Barr? Probably not.
No, he's been dead for about 30 years now, so no, probably not. Probably not making the trip.
What a coup, though.
What a coup.
It's
Art Barr, he never does shows anymore.
Well, with being dead for 30 years.
Wheel a dusty coffin out there. It could be anybody, frankly. I wonder who's in this coffin.
Probably not Dusty, though. Too small.
No. Well, I mean, he lost a lot of weight before he died. So
That's true. That's true.
He probably got himself into a human-sized coffin at that point. Anyways. And, of course, winding up community calendar. Rollout roll call, Sunday, November 13th in Fordingbridge at the Town Hall. Sponsored by our good friends at All the Cool Stuff. You can visit the website at allthecoolstuff.co.uk for all the details. Say hey to our good friend Dave Tree if you make it, or if you're in foreign lands viewing our show, as many of you are.
Mm-hmm.
We do appreciate you.
We're big in Fordingbridge.
I think so. I think by default. I think that because there's two people in Fordingbridge that know who we are, that makes us big in Fordingbridge.
How do we get Art Barr referenced on this show?
I don't know.
Talk about random.
I think because it came off
of Alcorn's fault. It's his fault.
I think because it came off of Douglas Barr being the other guy on the Fall Guy.
There we go. He might be dead too. Who knows?
Now, just his career.
The Barr brothers. Just his career, sure, because we were all waiting on
the big Doug Barr comeback.
The big Doug Barr comeback and the Fall Guy relaunch.
Speaking of the UK and our friends over there,
yes.
Let's go to our special correspondent Diana Davis with a key point. It's right down there. Just click on it. That's right.
There we go. The pound is now almost equitable with the dollar. Buy Total Action Force now. There you go. Good, solid advice. Way to plug the damn book.
That's it.
Good job, Diana Davis.
Killing it.
We got to kick Joe Colton off again. Get you in here instead.
Only if she brings her mom.
Yeah, that is tall order. Tall order. But Joe Colton is out. We're making space.
Oh!
You can't do that. You know she'll leave.
Diana's look at that. Ooh. Oh. Diana's got to bring her mom and have Cullen attack her from the shadows. we got standards.
Don't do it, Diana. Scared the shit out of me.
Not worth it. All this fame for the heart attack.
That's it for community calendar.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on your mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
And remember, if you know a show, if you got a show in your area that you want to plug, send us an email there. Make sure you do more than just a picture or more than just a link, because it'll kick it right into my spam folder. I'll miss it.
Right.
That's happening. Gmail's up their spam game lately. So we don't want to miss it. Write me a sentence. As with all emails, just write me a sentence and I'll catch it. Damn it. I'll do it.
Is that why there's more spam now?
What now?
Gmail? I've been getting more spam.
Maybe. I don't know. They those things get tweaked all the time. So Samantha Henry wants that as her ringtone. That can be arranged. I think you need to drop us an email. But Andrew Gauguin says the Fall Guy movie starring Ryan Gosling coming in 2023. No, really.
Outstanding.
I don't know if I feel about that. I don't know. Anyways, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. Give us a like. Subscribe to the channel. Do all those cool YouTube things. Leave a comment. Share us in all your various social media circles. We're going to grow as much as you guys let us. So whatever you can do to spread the word on Facebook and Twitter, it's going to do a lot more if you do that than when we do that. Because when I was carpet bombing Facebook with our posts, it didn't affect a damn thing. In fact, our viewership got better after I stopped.
Please stop.
Enough.
Yes. So, yeah. And if you're one of our audio listeners on Podbean or Apple Podcasts or even Mark's Spotify account, we appreciate you guys too. But if you're not watching us on YouTube, please take a minute, get yourself over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel there. That's what you can do to help us out the absolute most.
If you're watching us on Apple TV, because the Yankees are greedy and they sold the game and it's not on the Yes Network, that's also not how it works. Just saying.
Yeah, the Yankees have actually been, we're working all week to try and get that game back.
As though individual teams sell their rights for national broadcast. Read a lot of that this week on the internet.
Wheel. Anyways, yeah, that's that. You know what it's time for now that we're through community calendar.
Don't blink.
It's time for the news.
That's great.
that old thing, we've had that for weeks.
It's so refreshing to know that you've started watching the show.
Looks great.
Well, thank you. Too much to ask you to watch the program, huh? Yeah, I don't really pay a whole lot, so I suppose that is fair.
She got family in town.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
She'd like.
She's very needy.
Just put her in front of What's on Joe Mind for a couple hours. You get some peace and quiet.
No. She's like, after 10 minutes, she's like, all right, let's I need to do stuff. You gotta take me places.
Buy me things.
No, like she wants supplies so she could clean and order things around and arrange things. No.
You need to go out and buy a lot of lamb. That's what you need to do. Lamb.
I bought 6 pounds of ground beef.
And tzatziki sauce or something like that.
She's making it next week.
All right. Excellent. We'll be
there. Live on the show, maybe.
Oh my God.
And the week after, Joe tackles her arch enemy, chocolate chip cookies. Live from the kitchen.
Joe's getting that little drool line going.
I am too, kind of.
That right?
Seafood pizza and all.
Oh my God. So anyways, first news item.
Oh, wait.
I thought you were going to have another thing.
No. That's just for the intro.
Oh, okay.
Just for the intro.
I thought you were waiting for me to so you can push the button.
No. That's just.
Oh. Okay.
That was awesome. That was kind of Kermit the Frog, kind of.
What's happening here?
It's gonna be a good show. I told you.
Happening. Anyways, Hasbro Pulse Cons next week. Still, September 30th and October 1st, and we've got an idea on what's going down. That's the schedule for you right there. Day 1 on the 30th. That is Transformers, Power Rangers, starting lineup, Fortnite, and Marvel. Gotta love that 25-minute Fortnite panel. The 20-minute starting lineup panel.
Yeah, but
and they always start those 5 minutes late.
Starting lineup panel costs $10 to get into.
Right.
Yeah.
And then and then day 2 is the day we care about. We got G.I. Joe leading things off at 1:15. And then Avalon Hill, Magic the Gathering, Indiana Jones. Big 15-minute panel for Indiana Jones and Star Wars. I'm kind of interested to see what that Indiana Jones panel is, all the same, as there is not currently an Indiana Jones product being made.
No, but look at the logo. It's just straight Indiana Jones. So they're going to mine deep into that, right?
Yeah.
They'll get
Aren't they filming, though? They're filming. So they might have some.
I think they're done.
Yeah, it's just.
I think they're in. I think they're in post production.
I guarantee you that first series is going to be like Indiana Jones, melting Belloc, army builder, German figure, and short round, right? Like it's going to be from all over the place. Crystal-headed alien that nobody liked. He'll be in there too.
I really do want melting face German.
Oh yeah,
I legit
melting tote.
Yeah.
Melting tote.
When I was a kid, the tote figure was pretty garbage, but he had a killer black trench coat that just went like over his shoulders. And that was my secret agent trench coat for any of the Joes I wanted to go like undercover. So it was like General Hawk with a black trench coat over his shoulders. And people were like, who's that guy?
Or it's Snake Eyes formal wear.
Right. Mindbender put it. No, I remember I put it on Mindbender sometimes because I stole his cool cape for Serpentor's lousy cheap ass cape. Because I figure if you're Serpentor and you're wearing that flimsy green thing, and then here comes Mindbender buying this gorgeous black felt Cobra cape, you're like, Mindbender, come here.
But Phil Donnelly says they already made meaty face Toad as an alternate head. Okay.
Melty, he meant.
We don't want meaty face. We want
kind of like meaty. It's gonna have, but 3 years from now, people are gonna be another Sala figure. Come on.
I'd buy a 6-inch Indiana Jones.
Now Tony Renteria says won't do Nazi stiff.
Yeah,
that's why I said German.
Yeah, they'll do enemy soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be in crisp gray uniforms, but they won't have any kind of insignias. And frankly, that'll be okay for Indiana Jones shooting people with his revolver and whipping them with his bullwhip.
I don't think Hasbro will even go this far, but there have been a ton of World War II collectibles over the years who have used the black Iron Cross.
Look, I mean, Hasbro
to avoid the other emblem.
Hasbro did generic soldiers 10 years ago when they had the Indiana Jones license.
Yeah, they just called them German soldier or Russian soldier.
Yeah,
dude, that was a Freudian crossover. Indiana Jones is going to be amazing. Snake Eyes with a bullwhip.
Well, you know. So yeah, 1:15 on Saturday. We will be on Saturday next week, not on Friday. So what time we'll be on? Well, we'll find out. We haven't figured that out yet. We don't know if we're going late. We're going to go right after.
We'll go right after the panel. We'll be on for 8 hours. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, and then we'll all miss the pre-orders for Serpentor.
Right. No, that's not till 5, I think. Mm-hmm. So we will go from immediately after the panel until 5 o'clock. We'll just fill time. We'll bring out Jerry Lewis to do a rare musical number. And be just like the old telethons.
We'll get Donnelly on, and we'll literally call it fill time. It'll be amazing.
We'll have
fill in time with Biff McHonky Donk.
That's it.
We'll get him to do his Frank Stallone cover.
Isn't that what they used for the synchronized male swimmers on Saturday Night Live?
It is.
Yes.
Correct. Absolutely, it is.
Bill isn't a strong swimmer. I can't swim. He's not mad at you.
Strong swimmer.
He's not mad at you. He's just pointing at you. I know you. I know you.
Hey, you.
Guess you had to be there.
Oh, maybe. It's the anniversary of the day Cullen and I got hitched. Well, congratulations.
There you go.
I'm going to see New Joe's as an anniversary present.
Maybe. And as a special gift to the Joe community, we didn't ruin all the reveals this year.
No, Firefly says it's also the theme from Starcade 85. That's a deep dive, and that is correct.
Is that a flare for the gold? No, that was 85.
No. That gets the Family Feud correct segment down too. Wasn't that also in the sequel to Staying Alive? I think it was in Staying Alive.
Yeah. Which was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever.
Oh,
yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
I'll take bad Travolta movies for $500, Alex.
All of them are Pulp Fiction.
Maybe.
Mm.
Wasn't he in Look Who's Talking or something?
Yeah, so yeah, that doesn't break the mold.
It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't good.
It's better than Look Who's Talking 2.
Well, let's clear that low bar. Let's dig a hole, throw the bar in it, and step over.
Speaking of clearing that low bar, did I ever tell you about Tim Roberts?
Yes, once or twice.
All right, we'll let that one go then.
You mean that low bar he didn't?
I honestly don't remember what the relationship was of him to the bar, but I clearly remember him sailing over the pit and just disappearing out of
I would have
view.
thought he cleared the bar then if he sailed over the pit.
It's possible. I think it was a low bar, but it is kind of interesting to look at this and look like Transformers gets an hour.
That Dianetics movie, Space Something.
G.I. Joe gets an hour, Transformers gets an hour, Power Rangers just 45.
And they own that.
And who knows how long Marvel or Star Wars will go because they're cleaning up so they can go as late as they want, I guess.
Right. Star Wars, a lot of times.
5 hours.
Star Wars, Marvel runs long, but it's at least entertaining most of the time. Star Wars runs long, and a lot of those are boring.
I hear a lot of people. I've never watched one because I don't really collect Star Wars stuff. But I have heard a lot of people complain about the Star Wars presentation.
Yeah.
And I know a couple of guys there. I know a couple of guys on the Marvel team, and they're good dudes.
Yeah.
So I'd watch, Dwight and Ryan and
the Marvel ones are normally pretty engaging. It's the
they better be because they're like, here's a villain who appeared in 2 panels of Spider-Man 15.
Here's the spot's son Murray.
Andrew Galgan helping out Barking Fridge there. You mean Battlefield Earth? I had a free pass to see Battlefield Earth.
And you paid too much.
Yes. Well, I went in. I had my big Sprite and my bag of Skittles, my theater-sized bag of Skittles. And about 30 minutes into that movie, I decided it's not getting any better than this. So I was going to leave while I still had some good feelings from my big Sprite and my bag of Skittles.
Wasn't that Barry Pepper was in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really liked him, and his career didn't go anywhere. He was the badass sniper from Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
Quoting scripture while he was dropping fools.
Yes.
He was also Roger Maris.
Roger Maris, right? In 61.
Yeah, that was really his last headlining role, but he's worked pretty steadily since then.
Yeah, I just felt like he was just about to maybe become a big thing, and it didn't quite happen.
But, next news item. Hey, this is from the Hasbro Pulse Twitter feed. Exciting news, European Union fans. I don't know if that's fans in the EU or fans of the EU, but
go EU, yeah. EU.
The Hasbro Pulse expansion continues. We are now live in France, Spain, Italy, and Austria. We're so pumped to be able to bring Hasbro Pulse to fans worldwide and just in time for Hasbro PulseCon 2022. So Pulse EU is a go. EU.
We should paint our chests. It'd be amazing.
No.
Are they already in the UK?
Yeah.
And Germany.
So But yes. And along the same lines, Joe Colton, next news item. Off Emily Bader's Twitter, just learned that G.I. Joe Classified is now a Pulse exclusive in the UK and EU only. Still available to all retailers in the US and other parts of the world. Let you know when and if I hear more about this. And yeah, so that's a real kick below the belt to retailers in the UK who have been doing some brisk sales on G.I. Joe. And again, this is not Emily's fault. She has nothing to do with this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But she just was the bearer of bad news, sadly.
It is a seismic change in Hasbro PR policy.
Yeah.
That people are allowed to post on, I believe, their own personal Twitter accounts. Break company news. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But
I mean, considering how often I have to tell you when we post things on the show's Twitter feed, I don't think this would have affected your job too much.
Not a big Twitter fan, to be honest with you. But
I'm just saying.
But this, I mean, this is exactly what it should be for, right? Short little news bits. Bam, bam, bam.
Yes. So a rather devastating blow to our friends over at All the Cool Stuff and other folks we know over there, like the Wells boys. So yeah, no, it's no good. No good, and I hope they fix that situation soon.
Yeah, why would they do that?
I don't know.
It just doesn't seem like there's any upside to that.
I don't know. Supply lines haven't been as much of a thing there because it just hasn't been. They, the Target exclusives that we're waiting on here, they've passed through a couple times already. The UK,
Are they?
Tiger Force Outback and the Python Patrol guys have been out for some time in Europe.
Is Pulse product going to have distribution centers in the UK and EU? I can't imagine people paying overseas shipping for $25 figures.
Don't know.
Not a lot. Not enough to replace the sales of just being in regular brick and mortar. But literally, what do I know?
Right. So yeah, we'll hopefully hear more about this because this ought to be a good explanation. Next news item. You're quiet tonight, Joe Colton. I was expecting you to be all fired up and just going crazy and screaming like Kermit the Frog, which did happen once.
Right. I'm not going to scream about Emily. She's just got to do what she's got to do.
Well, yeah, it's not her fault. She's
not ripping on her.
Yeah.
But just it is an odd business decision.
It is an odd business decision.
It bears more explanation that I'm not sure we'll get.
Anyways, on Kickstarter now, creating G.I. Joe volumes 9 and 10. If you enjoyed the first 8, I'm sure you'll love 9 and 10. I don't have any of them, so I can't speak to these books at all, but they are well received in the community. Lots of folks ranting and raving and hooping and hollering and love them to death. At some point, I can't buy everything, so it's just sad. But I wish I could get it all, but I cannot.
Is that the most love the AVAC has ever seen? Front and center on that I think that's him.
Sure. I don't know. This series isn't chronological. It's just kind of when he accumulates enough to put out another volume, he puts out another volume. So I don't know. But anyways, head over to Kickstarter, punch in creating G.I. Joe. If these books, if you've got the series, time to get volumes 9 and 10. Joe ain't speaking because she's afraid of being turned off. No, that's not the case. That's not the case.
I just checked and it says here nobody puts baby in the corner.
So. Nobody.
No, she'll just punch me in the arm the next time she sees me. It ain't.
Although if you were in the corner, Joe, it'd be harder for Wes to sneak up on you.
You should really figure out a place where the wall is behind you.
Maybe we could get you a big display case of toys to put behind you to prove that you should be on the air.
And then I'm a real fan.
That's it.
She's got all those Cobras behind her now.
That's true. Yeah, but one of them was Wes.
One of them's alive.
Wes Spentor.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, it's time.
I'm so excited. I've been waiting all day for this.
Apparently, a lot of people were because they're PO'd.
Oh my god!
Oh,
so hear how mad people are.
Now, I'll wait till we all get through this whole thing, and I'll tell you why Target's brilliant.
But Target's Fall Geek Out was today. It's been every Friday for the last several weeks. Hasbro's reveals were today, and they revealed this stuff. Yay! And for G.I. Joe, it's Cobra Island Roadblock and Barbecue. They already had in stock.
Yeah, but they're repainted.
No.
Barbecue has a alternate head. With the helmet on.
No.
Same fucking paint.
Now, on the whole, those Dungeons and Dragons figures are pretty great.
Yes.
Where's the knight? They left the paladin out. Bastards.
I mean, there'll be a wave too, man. Relax.
Just saying.
But you know, if you're not interested in the Dungeons and Dragons figures, well, today was a bit of a letdown.
It is nice to see He-Man off the roids. So.
Oh, Adam.
That kid's Viking helmet is the best.
Yeah, give him that. Especially because the villain only could afford one horn.
Right?
Yeah.
And one thing in his hand, another horn.
Yeah.
And the Dungeon Master is the first official Dave Tree action figure.
Oh.
Yes. Balding Dave Tree.
So that's redundant, but yes.
Yeah.
Now dig this. One thing Target hasn't been really good at is putting out, well, they put out exclusive figures that people want, but then they cancel your pre-order because why would you want the thing you pre-ordered? And then people are mad because they don't get the cool figures. So now they have fixed the problem by putting out shitty figures you already own. So when they cancel your pre-order, you aren't as mad. Problem solved. Genius.
I won't go so far as to call Barbecue a shitty figure.
No, but I mean,
Barbecue's a very good figure.
Everybody's got him.
Yeah, he's Barbecue. So
I wouldn't go that far.
Like Barbecue at his peak doesn't get people terribly excited.
Yeah, really good figure of a C-level character.
Right, except Jim Buttel.
Is he Barbecue guy?
He
loves Barbecue.
I mean, he was a firefighter himself. So,
okay, then got it.
You know,
he's biased.
That's his whole. That's his hero right there, man. I can't slag Barbecue for all that because clearly he inspired at least one man to be a boon to his community.
You know what?
Love that man.
You know what all cops and firefighters have in common?
What's that?
Mustache.
They all wanted to be cops when they grew up.
Oh.
See, now
that's copyright Mike Weber, retired.
The other side of that is the firefighter joke is they all wanted to be firefighters.
Yeah, it's a great joke because you can amend it to your audience. Right? Yeah.
But Cobra Island Roadblock is a curious one because they had clearance. It's the one figure I had ever seen clearanced out from the G.I. Joe Classified line. And now he's back at higher full price.
Wait, a Kiko doesn't count?
I never saw a Kiko at clearance.
I'm surprised she made it to clearance, right? I thought she was going to die.
I thought she was going to die. I thought she did.
Yeah, in the second bit.
Did. Matt Rubin says, re-releasing Cobra Island Roadblock $2 more than last time isn't the greatest idea ever. That's not correct. That's $5 more than last time. Remember, he came out with Beachhead and the Cobra Soldier. That guy, Cobra Island Roadblock has been out for a while now. A long time. That's longer than any of the old Real American Hero guys were ever on the pegs.
But not long enough to forget.
No.
Yeah.
And I like that Roadblock, but it has the unfortunate hook of being the worst of the Roadblocks.
If they gave him a different gun and named him Heavy Duty, it would have been 10 times as good.
If they gave him a different gun, it would have been enough.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't mind the laser stuff, that tuning fork gun that he's carrying around has always been a travesty.
Look how well he's holding it in the Hasbro-approved photography too.
Sideways. But yeah, a bit of a disappointment if you're at all into G.I. Joe.
One thing I did notice they did refill open up all the pre-orders for the Tiger Force and Python Patrol offerings. So if you missed out on those, you can jump back in now.
There you go.
That's the best thing they did today.
All right. So Joe Colton will be back with us in a few minutes.
So when they cancel your pre-orders, you can email us and thank Rob.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look. Full confession, I got him on the pulse. But anyway.
Dick. So Mark, we're gonna have to count on you for sound effects for next news item.
I can do it.
Go for it. Next news item.
Just tell me when.
Next news item.
Oh, dude.
That's right. Kokomo Toys is bringing you Chunky Tank Kitty.
That's right.
Chunky Tank Kitty will always be part of the newscast.
He's part of Chonktober, our special celebration.
I just love how that cat just has a look on his face like, go ahead, make my day.
Come on. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. And Chunky Tank Kitty is here to remind us that is the end of the news. And to enjoy a word from our lovely sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
That's right. For all you people complaining that the community calendar is too loud, how was that?
It'll never change. Never change.
Chunky Cat does look kind of like Wilford Brimley.
Benjamin Kitt says, I'm heading to Kokomo Toys tomorrow. I hope to see a sign on the door saying, as seen on What's on Joe Mind.
Right.
I think you need to demand that from the proprietor.
Don't they have a sign-in book, I think?
They do.
So tell them we sent you.
Yeah. Sign in the book and just say, sent by What's on Joe Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is Joe Colton back?
That's what we're talking.
She is.
Yep.
All right. That was quick. Technical difficulties. Either that or like all the cobras in her backdrop came to life and pulled her aside.
Or she just tied up Wes for the rest of the show, just for safety.
How many flag points for the kitty tank? 5.
All of them.
What was the biggest, the largest flag point you ever had?
I think a couple of 5ers.
I'm trying to think what the great.
Well, we had the headquarters. Wasn't that 8?
Was it?
What was the flag?
Flag was 10.
That's it?
Yeah.
Never had the flag, so I never would have gotten that.
I got the flag, but I didn't have the box. I've got a terror. The only box like that's cool that I ever saved was the Terror Drone box, simply because it was good to store it inside. So I should go check, see what my Terror Drone's worth. Gotta be an 8, right?
I think better than 5.
Oh yeah. I remember when I would send stuff in, I wouldn't send the big ones, right? I'd send as many ones as I could to get Major Blood or Sergeant Slaughter or whatever.
Right.
I wanted to keep the big ones. It was like street cred.
The 2s and the 3s from the Vamp, they could go to.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, wasn't the Mobat a 5?
Mobat
was a 5.
Okay.
Generally, if you had one of those $12 price point figures or vehicles that came with a figure, that was 3.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a smaller vehicle that did not come with a figure, it was a 2. It was one of the real small figure ones, like a Trouble Bubble or something. It was just 1.
Mm-hmm.
But
I bet an APC was a 4.
I think so.
Maybe. Whatever. They had some funky price points back then.
Right. Everybody's going to head over to 3D Joe's and grade us out on our shoddy memories.
Yeah.
I am on there now.
If there was only somewhere to check this stuff.
All right, headquarters. I was right. Headquarters was an 8.
Okay.
Terradrome was a 10.
Ooh.
What was the
and
flag?
the flag? 25.
Let's see. Let's check the flag.
Gotta be 25.
Oh, I'm sure it's a massive number, but
Barking Fridge says Defiant was 20.
Ooh, I have a Defiant box. I forgot about that.
Defiant's a massive piece of plastic, so it makes sense. Massive.
It's several massive pieces of plastic.
Half a flag point. That's sad.
Yeah.
It's a plastic.
Was that like the backpacks with the axe on it and stuff?
It's not a chonk, but it's a honk.
The honko.
Yeah, like
the snake and the claw, like those small Cobra vehicles, were like half flag points. And the accessory packs were half flag points.
But what was the flag?
That's what I'm looking.
Oh, Samantha says 20.
Hans Chow says Terradrome is still the grail to him.
Okay.
Yeah, 20.
What's the Terradrome run these days? All told, a good one. $500? 700?
If you want all the pieces, it's probably more like 8 or 9.
Ooh. If you want to use the gas filler upper.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But so we've got a few minutes where we'll take some questions from the crowd. Otherwise, we'll turn to Joe Colton. You've been gone for several weeks. First, your thoughts on today.
It's good to be back.
All right, excellent. I was thinking more of the Target Geek Out event, but sure.
It's shit. I almost got Mark to spit his drink out. It's great.
Yeah, I was totally stunned by your use of profanity.
Right.
Who could have seen that coming?
My virgin ears.
So would you say, Joe, that you got this whole going to cons thing out of your system now?
No, I'm going to a con next week.
Right. So she just came back. We made a big deal about her return, and she's going to take next week off.
Did I ever go?
I think Tony is asking if you've ever, like Tony, he's done a few episodes of the show from his basement.
Mm-hmm. Early on, I was on laptop from the and my basement, because there's no garages in New England. It is like the forbidden Thunderdome. Like, I don't even go down there. Right. I have a dehumidifier down there, right? Because there are some collectibles down there I would like to, keep in relatively good condition. But going down there, man, to even just get the dehumidifier basket out is like taking your life into your own hands. When the cat gets down the stairs, when the door is opened and the cat shoots down there, we just leave it open. And we're like, maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't. But I'm not going down there.
Spiders will get him.
Yeah.
But Tony Renteria, the basement at Hasbro.
See, yeah, and this is cool. People talked about it for months when I was there. Oh, yeah, it's down in the basement. And if it was an old vintage toy, it might have been over at their warehouse, which is the saddest thing ever because it's all locked up. And when you go in there, it's just mile after mile of sealed toys that have been baking in a temperature controlled warehouse with giant windows on the side. So it is mile upon mile of blister carded figures that have been untouched and would be perfectly mint from every line ever. And they're all yellow and hanging off the front of the card back. They sweep up the accessories that have fallen out onto the ground. And it's just a graveyard of sadness, actually, because of the potential in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, not to be fair, it's not everything, right? But it's a lot. And so, like, there are no Cobra missile command centers in there, right? There are no the cat, the red hiss tank thing. Like, it's not, you can't just get anything. But there are 4 sealed Defiants stacked on top of each other. There's a couple of flags sealed, stacked up, and cool. But the basement was different. That was mainly figures, not so much vehicles, but you would have to ask somebody in the model shop to go down there and look for something for you. You didn't have access down there. And so it was always, to me, Willy Wonka's factory, basically, right? Or Santa's workshop. Right. And finally, I got in good enough with the model shop that they let me come with as long as I didn't touch anything. Okay. So you go down these stairs and it's musty as hell. You have to wear a mask because the radon levels are through the roof. So nobody actually likes going down there. But because there's no sunlight, the stuff has actually aged better. Yeah. And there's still quite a bit down there, but it's not as vintage. It goes back like 20 years probably.
However, all the people who work down there have mutated into Morlocks.
Right. And there's it's funny because it looks like a couple, I remember, God, it was 20 years ago probably, they put out an Iron Man line of figures where the head was cut out of the plastic. And like 50% of them got their heads stolen, just popped off right in the aisle. So it was all this headless Iron Man. And that's what some of it looked like, because if a designer went down or they needed to recast just the head of Gung Ho or whatever, they would just take a knife and cut the plastic and pop the head and leave the fig. Because the guy later on might need the arms, right? Or might need the accessory. And so you wouldn't want to trash the whole thing because you just needed the head. So it was a little bit like the creepy kid in Toy Story's Toy Armada, because there were a lot of guys missing arms and
Dr. Frankenstein's body.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was still cool to get to go down there. But it wasn't. Neither area is what people probably think it is, right? That it's this pristine palace of vintage toys, all perfect, anything you could want. Not quite that.
Hans Chow asks, have you guys looked at the last G.I. Joeberg podcast? I was on it talking 2000s Joes. You just see my handsome visage and hear my semi-expertise on early 2000s Joes. Check it out. We will do that. I have to admit to being behind on consuming any kind of toy media. Again, new job this week. And when not doing that, it's been home run watch. Mm-hmm. So we're here to see Aaron Judge break records. I'm going to get as much mileage out of that as I can.
Wonder how many years it'll be before a record scratch sound effect is completely irrelevant. Because we're not there yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, vinyl's making a comeback.
Are you kidding? It's probably more relevant just because, 10 years ago, it was like, this thing's, vinyl had been dead for 30 years. And now
someone please ask to stop. It hurts.
I know. And dude, the really killer part of it is stuff like, I couldn't tell on the Defiance. I never got that close to them, but they had a whole bunch of maulers, and I never had a mauler. So that was always my idea was I'll get a sealed mauler at some point and won't have to pay $100 for that microphone. Every one of the maulers was opened. Everyone.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder what part they pulled out.
Exactly. Right. Like if you were the guy pushing the broom there on the overnight shift, come on.
Jeff Butler says any basement where Gung Ho gets his head cut off is a dark place indeed. And then throws on top of it, vinyl LPs now outsell CDs. Yes, also true.
Yeah, but how do they do against digital downloads?
Yeah, no.
Like nothing.
It's still pretty negligible. But they are growing. It's weird, but it is growing. So, we don't have to go for hours if people don't want to talk tonight. That's fine. We'll take a minute and remind everyone, if you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead, give us some of our reaction there. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. If you're catching us on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Comments, may leave a big boy comment, not just a live stream comment, but a comment down below. And share us in your social media circles. We appreciate your help. We appreciate your being here. If you're catching us live, thank you. If you're catching us on replay, thank you too. All counts the same. We love you all. Sorry, Mark's putting jokes in the private chat.
That's what I'm doing.
Because he's inconsiderate.
I'm just saying.
So, Barking Fridge says, so to be edgy, just use a CD skipping effect instead.
I wasn't ripping on the production value. I was just making a witty observation. That's what I'm here for.
Chonky Kitty's tank, the Meowler.
That's
Love it. I love it.
Perfect.
That is a keeper. The Meowler.
Not the Mocat.
No. I like the Meowler.
Well, it's tank.
Not the. Come on, it's got to be the Hiss tank.
That I tried to make that work, but I really couldn't make it distinctive. So no, I like the Meowler.
It is tan.
For Rack Time Rob, do you collect Valiant?
I do not.
Why not?
Tell us what you really think.
When we want to talk Valiant, we'll get Carson back in here. He's the Valiant guy.
Yeah.
Is that Prince Valiant?
Yes.
No. The Valiant comics.
Oh, okay. Because Prince Valiant sucked.
He's really got terrible hair.
Oh.
So sorry, Malcolm Zedek. No Valiant. No Valiant for Rack Time.
I read some of the early Valiants in college.
Yeah, they're a fun read. I can't say I was compelled to keep up with it after that either, but like there's enough space being taken up in this skull with superheroes as it is that it's tough to make space for new ones.
Plus with all those Spider-Men swinging around.
I was surprised that I took to Invincible the way I did.
Yeah, I liked Invincible too. But that was in the free stack at McFarlane, so that was an easy grab.
Mark Weber, you and I will take this one. Rank the biggest Vince Russo waste of talent. WCW Bret Hart, WWE Vader, Mike Awesome, Dan Severn, Dr. Death. There's some tragically bad runs there. I would say that top of that list has to be Mike Awesome. That is a world champion caliber guy who was 10 years ahead of his time. And just he got saddled with that 70s guy and the fat chick Thriller. And just I mean your heart for him.
He did get to kick the hell out of the Insane Clown Posse. Who hasn't wanted to do that?
He did throw the skinny clown off the top of a school bus.
And tried to grab him to save his life on the way down. Oh, I didn't want to kill you.
But for as annoying as those guys' music are, supposedly they're really nice to their fans. So I can't.
I'll give them this.
You know,
they went to wrestling and they were willing to get the shit kicked out.
Yeah, that they did.
So most celebrities show up and they don't really dip their toe in, or they have to be shown really well. Speaking of shown really well, it's
all kinds of weird cameos today.
But you say like
West to come back.
Mike Awesome was, world title caliber, and I agree with you, used correctly. But Bret Hart was the sitting world champion of the bigger federation.
Right. But, I mean, at least in WCW, they did give him the title at some point, right?
Yeah, but they misused him.
It was terrible. It was awful booking.
Oh, they used him terrible.
But I think the fact that they at least tried to cover the base says, I mean, WWE Vader is a bigger waste than WCW Bret Hart because they never gave Vader the big belt because Shawn Michaels threw a hissy fit because he hit him too hard.
Right.
He hits too much.
I think Severn had limited upside because he just could not talk.
Yeah, he was very convincing if you put him a microphone in his face and he said something simple within 5 seconds, like, I'm going to kick your ass, because you believed him, but that was all he had.
No, he needed, obviously I'm Mr. Cornette guy, but he needed a mouthy manager to make that work. And
he's the best Paul Heyman guy that never was.
Yeah. And then Dr. Death is a terrible story because he was legit one of the toughest guys in any locker room.
Right.
And then they put him in a legit boxing thing, and he never boxed in his life.
Right.
So he tore a hamstring, but kept trying to fight and got knocked cold.
Yeah.
So great.
Within a few years was dead from cancer. So it was not good timing.
Didn't they put Hawk in that too, Brawl for All?
Yeah.
Like 20 years building the Road Warriors up is unstoppable. And then you're just going to peel that away in 2.5 minutes for Bart Gunn.
The Brawl for All wrecked a lot of careers. But Dr. Death is kind of like Dan Severn in that there's not a lot of microphone skill there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he was a big deal in Japan because in Japan the storyline is huge American Gaijin comes out and tears your arm off. But that, you need more than that American wrestling, and I don't know if Steve Williams had that. So
well, and they teamed him up with Terry Gordy over there as like the suicide violence connection or something. They had a great name.
Fantastic, absolutely. And their job was to go out and break shit, and that's what they did. They were fantastic, but it doesn't necessarily work for American audiences. We like things a little bit goofy in our fancified fake fighting. Joe Colton, any thoughts on this? No.
No.
All right. So I'm going with Mike Awesome out of that list.
I'm going with Hart.
I got nothing.
It's Michael Johnson wants to know, Rob, are you a fan of Howard Chaykin?
It depends. Chaykin indulges in a lot of his own excesses at times. And in fact, he is the proud author of the worst thing I've ever read in my life.
Dead Game.
No. God, it makes Dead Game look like some Pulitzer Prize winner. Oh, never read the DC miniseries Twilight. Never.
Matt Rubin asks, do you think we'll hear about the next comic book company that will get the Hasbro licenses at PulseCon? I don't think we'll hear that. I don't think that's something that Hasbro's past rubber stamping. I don't think that they're too involved with it.
Because I think they'll let it breathe a little bit. It isn't like the IDW license runs out December 31st and the new book is going to be January 7th. Right? There will be a little bit of dead time, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But it would be, especially because they're gearing up towards 300, it would be rude. You would really be a poor partner to, announce the great big, let me make something up. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're going to build to a big 300th issue, it's not the worst thing in the world to let it breathe for a couple months, right?
Yeah. But you wouldn't want to announce, Todd McFarlane's taking over G.I. Joe. Can't wait. Super exciting. Oh, and by the way, 300 IDW is coming out too.
Yeah.
Can't do
that. Jeff Butler asked, Mark has wanted new characters for Classified. What about making Crosshair and other new characters of the last 20 years who are mostly unknown? I think we've advocated for that on several occasions.
That's a good point. Jeff misspelled the word everyone, though. He spelled it as Mark, because everyone wants new characters, right? It's what it's what everyone wants. The whole brand was built on, the line being 80% new characters every year, maybe even more, right? Like, and the only redos you got were, white hot can't misses. And you didn't even get that many Snake Eyes or Scarlets back in the day because new blood sold. Right. And so, I'm all right with Crosshair or, Stiletto or Tombstone. Love Tombstone done right. But I want all brand new. And they've done, it's funny, I need to give them a little bit more credit. They've done some of that with repaints. Like the Blue Ninja 2-pack that came out this week is fantastic for what it is, right? If that's what they had allocated for tooling and item count, then what they did was super creative, and it is new, and they deserve credit for it.
They are pretty great. I've got them right over there. They're really neat.
Yeah, and it doesn't, they're not based on anything, and it's a little bit weird because there are a completely different style of Blue Ninja as a major plot point in the comic right now, but that's the kind of stuff that's good. It's still not a full step, but it is going in the right direction. Look at that. You bring him close enough to the camera, he's a red ninja, and Joe's like, ooh,
reaching through the screen.
Come over here. But Blue.
Tony Renteria asks, how much for the license? $20, same as in town. Diana Davis asks, Rob, are you reading Something is Killing the Children?
No, but I have been reading from Boom Once and Future, which deals with Arthurian myth and legend.
All right. I thought you were reading Something is Killing the Children.
No. It's more of a horror thing, which I normally don't get into, but
can any of you explain why Roadblock speaks in rhyme? It's a syndrome of some kind. he didn't really do it that often. So I enjoy the joke when he's brought back and is speaking in rhyme all the time. But if you watch those old Sunbow episodes, it didn't happen all the time. Roadblock seemed pretty well adjusted.
Paul's got an interesting question, Mr. Sitaway.
Hang on, I'm not quite there yet.
Okay, that's called foreshadowing.
Right. Firefly asks, do you think they'll ever make CM Punk as a Cobra? Cobra Commander got punched by his underlings multiple times. CM Punk would fit right in. You know what? He's got a big Cobra symbol on his shoulder. So if there's a pro wrestler that's mainstream enough besides Sergeant Slaughter to get a plastic toy made out of him in another toy line, it's probably that guy. So I wouldn't
he's at AEW now, so
this week.
Kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah, he might be unemployed and like
right.
Now.
I wonder, as big a Joe fan as he is, I wonder if when he punched Nick Jackson, if he thought Matt Jackson would feel the pain.
You shouldn't have messed with him.
Right.
Oh. Cornelius McGillicuddy asks, what non-Real American Hero characters would you guys like to see in Classified? Crosshair came up. I've advocated for that character specifically a couple of times. Bomb Strike would be neat. Barrel Roll would be neat. Helix would be great, especially the deal he is in the comic book.
Yeah. There's a higher up at Hasbro, smart one too, who loves Helix.
Right?
Really? So she ain't going away anytime soon. Yeah.
And of course, Dawn Moreno, which
yeah. But I mean, come on, Stiletto, Shooter, and Tombstone from the real golden age of G.I.
Yeah.
Yes. Shadow Tracker. That guy was awesome.
That guy was awesome.
I think he gets forgotten because that era, and John Warden talked about that like year and a half, and he was like, yeah, they kind of forgot about us. So we had a ton of item count and a ton of tooling dollars, and we pretty much got to do whatever we wanted with no oversight.
Take advantage.
So if people wonder why Pursuit of Cobra was so great, it was because some
forgot about him.
Really good designers were just running loose with no oversight. And I don't want to shame marketers because that's what I did, but Joe has had a lot of bad marketers on it over the years. And at that time, sometimes they say no leadership is better than bad leadership.
There you go.
Pursuit of Cobra.
Cornelius McGillicuddy wants to know, why does Joe hate robots? And that's Robuts, by the way. Robot.
Yeah, robots. I'm not a huge Transformers fan. Like, meh.
Yeah, we oversell it a little bit for the show, but it's just not her cup of tea.
Yeah.
But Borg are okay, right?
Say again?
Borg are okay, right?
Borg are definitely, they're
cyborgs.
They're cyborgs.
Terminator, you're cool with Terminator, right?
I am. Okay. I just don't like Transformers. Like, okay.
I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to better understand
Mark,
what the rules are.
Absorbvids doesn't want new characters.
Then you're going to be happy for a long time, my friend.
As you watch.
See, Cobra Saboteur, he's feeling what I'm throwing down there.
Dude.
Someone say Mike Awesome. I love him growing up watching the ECW. He feud with Tanaka was consistently 11 out of 10 on the crazy factor. Only 11?
I remember him.
Guy. Holy shit, those guys used to burn the house down.
I remember him hitting Tanaka with two of the most evil, over-the-head, full-on chair shots ever. And Tanaka no-sold both of them. And so he hit him with a third one that on a scale of 1 to 10 was about a 58. He just cleaned his clock. Like, oh my God. I think that guy woke up in the ECW arena a week later. And not like he was unconscious, like he literally got knocked into the future.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That one, and totally separate bit, but look it up somewhere. Jeff Hardy once hit Lesnar in the face with a chair, and it sounds like a cannonball gets shot. And Lesnar doesn't even fall.
No.
He staggers back, but he doesn't go down. It's the manliest thing ever, I think.
Yeah. And then supposedly backstage, laughed it off.
Right?
Most guys would be really upset about that. Lesnar's like, yeah, it happens.
Well, especially because he took it in the face, right?
Oh. Full on. Paul Sidaway asked, Mark, would Hasbro have to rework a deal for Stiletto with Justin Bell? I don't
no, because Justin Bell didn't create Stiletto.
No, I think all of those characters got signed over to Hasbro as part of that deal, wasn't it?
Yep, they own them, I think, in perpetuity. So that's Bill Nedro's character. And if I had a little bit longer, I would have made the other 3 finalists. I would have made oh shoot, I'm gonna blank on their names, but it was Baroness's bodyguard. He was a badass, and it was Adventure Team Marcus, who was, you know, for the era that was honoring, he was super cool. So he would have made it in. And then Justin Bell had, I think it was Whisper, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of a Viper-ish looking
yes
Cobra Ninja in the balaclava Soxidly or something. Look at that, there she is. She's in witness protection. She survived the movie, and they're like, God damn.
She put on a fox mask.
You lived?
Ooh, foxy lady.
While I'm semi-obsessed with them, what's your honest opinion on getting classified October Guard figures in the near future?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be great. I don't know how likely it is, but I think the super popular ones have a better chance than some of the others. Yeah. Like Breckoff, Dana, Horror Show have a good chance. The other guys not so good of a chance, and I'm pulling for him.
I'm thinking maybe Russia should get the hell out of Ukraine first.
Yeah,
before Hasbro makes heroic Russian figures.
And stop.
Unless
stop
they want to make them
the
villains.
Burn.
Make them villains if you want. I mean, they were kind of originally.
Yeah.
I would classify them as antagonists.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But if you want evil Russians, check out Thick in the Crotch, bro.
Some random guy just brought us Greek food. Well, share.
Jeez.
Is that a problem in that neighborhood?
Salty Phil Donnelly's my favorite.
Yes, at this point, I don't think Hasbro even knows there are any other factions, let alone make toys of them, right? I mean, we just got Dreadnought #2, so maybe they're a little aware.
Hey, just give them some time.
Right. So why don't we go ahead and stretch into what we got in?
Oh, I got a big one this week.
All right. Well, go ahead and lead it off then.
All right. All right. Well, I got I got something cool and yet unfortunate at the same time.
Oh, well, let me get you in the big screen. Hang on.
Yeah.
Is that I don't know who that is. Mr. Freeze?
Freeze.
The name is Freeze. Learn it well for the chilling sound.
Sadly, however, there's some kind of thing going on at Warner Brothers where they will not allow any DC characters to be pictured with a gun. Even a ridiculous-looking Freeze gun that looks like it's made out of PVC and cardboard. So he has no Freeze gun.
He can't even come with it if it's not in his hand?
Yeah. Mm-mm. No, I mean, like I said, it could be like a ray gun, laser, or something like that. Nothing, no handheld gun-like weapon. They're doing like a Captain Cold, and he's got like some wrist blaster thing. I mean, it's just...
That's rough. I get like no images of it, or maybe they can't be holding it in the package.
Yeah,
that's garbage.
Well, I mean, plus something too, like I said, that looks like something a 5-year-old would have slapped together with paper towel rolls.
I need one with a speech chip that goes "Ice to see you, Batman." But they won't.
Wild Batman, the Otto Preminger one. So yeah.
Are you gonna get the gonna hurt you a little bit stroke figure?
Yeah,
that comes with no weapons at all.
No, because I'm getting like the McFarlane, the Superpowers ones, and the Batman 66.
He actually does have paper towel rolls.
Yeah, and then I got from Walgreens, shockingly appearing on their website that I was able to order, Baron Zemo.
There you go,
Captain Fuzzy Shoulders himself.
That's right. And from Tomorrow's Publishing, I got The Team Up Companion. A comprehensive guide to the team up comics of the 70s and 80s, like Brave and the Bold and Marvel Team Up. And then
wasn't there? Correct me, lead everybody in on that, Rob. But a chapter on the new Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Yes, there is a chapter on the new Scooby-Doo mysteries where they, he would team up with like the Globetrotters and Sonny and Cher.
And that guy would pull like surfboards out of his afro.
Yeah,
no, that's the Super Globetrotters. That's different.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was just the regular Globetrotters.
Oh, okay.
But here's the big one. Oh,
ooh, very nice. Almost perfect, dare I say?
Almost.
Sweet Crimson Guard action from Big Bad Toy Store.
So is 2 enough, or are there more?
Oh, I got 2
still
more
on the
coming
hunt?
from the Pulse.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot. They're his jam.
That's a fantastic figure.
So what else you got, Rack Time, Rob?
That was it.
All right. Mark, what'd you get in?
I got in what I think everybody got in, right? I got the Blue Ninjas. Do you want to see the tissue paper? Do you want? Never mind.
No.
But
Tony Renteria asks, how the heck is everyone getting the guards? Everybody who ordered from Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
Is getting their guards.
And the one rip on Big Bad is, their stuff comes in so late.
Not this time.
Not always.
I mean, their stuff comes in, period.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, if you have to get your stuff, if you have to be the first kid on your block, I get it. But their stuff comes in, they pack it perfectly. Pile of loot's great. I've been Big Bad loyal for 20 years probably.
Long time. Former sponsor of the show.
Well, I have to talk to. Let me talk to Joel. I'll get it squared away.
Good. You do that.
Oh yeah, how come we didn't see Zemo dance? I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
What else you get in, Mark?
That's it. It was light week.
Joe Colton, what'd you get in?
So I too got my Blue Ninja. So excited.
Will they be able to hold off the swarm of red ninjas in your house?
No, and it's going to be amazing.
Run, Blue Ninja, run.
They can work as kind of like officers for your red ninjas.
No.
Look, I'm trying here.
She shot that one down.
Right? I mean, she's disgusted by that.
That would be Satan, right? Isn't he the red ninja Storm Shadow guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Played for the Sabres for a long time.
Yes.
I couldn't convince Todd McFarlane to make a Miroslav Shatan figure because I wanted to see Walmart's head explode when we had an assortment that had Gretzky and Lemieux and Satan. But anyway.
You mean the same Walmart that was putting Spawn figures on?
Anyway, my apologies. Back to Joe.
And then I don't know if you guys know, but I also collect Mythic Legions figures. So he's pretty cool.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Yeah. So, and then I got they did another round of one of the characters I did, Artemis, but they made her kind of no wings, more of a ranger. And then she's got a different kind of arm and just a sword instead of like giant wings and a giant like long bow. So
they couldn't have done that version first to take it easier on you.
One of the guys is like, "You're gonna make those iridescent, like sparkly, kind of color changing wings," and I was like, "No,
fool."
Have you seen
have
my
$1,000? Then yes.
Have you seen my flying bat tentacle dress though?
Right, that was pretty sweet. Really, you need to put together something that we can put on the channel here with all of your costumes.
Oh, that's a lot of costumes.
or maybe even just the ones you took to Dragon Con, which is still a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
But,
I can do that.
You need to do stuff like that.
Okay.
We need to show that off.
Okay.
We're gonna coax her out of her shell sooner or later.
Right? Jesus.
It's funny because I hadn't worn so I had to get the Fem Trooper because Sarah and I did the Femme Troopers at Dragon Con. And the way that I
Barry.
do it, was that the lead photographer for the con itself was like, you're bringing it to her. And she's like, well, I'm only going to do it if like Joe does it. And so she's like, so you have to bring this. And I was like, okay. And she's like, damn it. And so like, I later find out that's how he bribed her. So I was like, oh, you just told me we were doing this. And she's like, yes, I was hoping you'd say like, no, because it's hot.
You got anything else in, Joe?
I got, yes. So.
I thought it was alcohol.
Yeah.
I thought it was a giant bottle.
That's a lot of booze.
Holy smokes.
What exactly is this? Because your backdrop is kind of eating into it a little bit.
Yeah. Can you see it now?
Yes.
I see the snowman.
Yeah. He lights up. Hold on.
Whoa, radioactive snowman.
It's going to melt.
Gazebo.
So I got a Christmas thing. So for the people who don't know, who like are new to our channel, is I'm a crazy person with Christmas. And then I got a new cookbook.
It's got cookie recipes.
It actually does. It has like a different way to make chocolate chips, which I'm going to try.
A different way, as in not Cajun.
Not baked Alaska.
Not blackened.
The last one tastes like styrofoam.
We respect that you keep trying, but we're gonna have some fun with it while it's still being worked on.
Yeah. The only ones I've made well are the ones that Maggie told me to move out of the way and just like took over and then allowed me to put them on the pan.
So you didn't really make those, is what you're saying?
I started to, and then she said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, this is what the recipe is."
So you didn't actually make those.
She told me when to mix, and then she handed me like things to put in the bowl. And then apparently I wasn't mixing right, so she
came into the kitchen and took the rosemary out of your hand. I'm sure the paprika.
How many cups of cooking sherry?
And then she asked me what I had, if I had some sort of ingredient, and I was like, no. She was like, how are you making these? And I was like, they don't call for it in this recipe. And
was it flour?
So you lied to her, is what you're saying?
No. She makes them a certain way, and like they're delicious. And like I'm going to master this chocolate chip cookie.
All right, we need to get her. We need to get her. Some time with Stinky so she can get some baking lessons.
Right.
I've made cheesecakes. I've made bread.
No, we know you're a really good cook. That's why it's so bizarre that one of the most basic recipes of all time completely eludes you.
Yeah. So I wanted to make these thin, like French cookies. They literally have like a minute after so that you have to flatten them. You bake them flat, you take them out, and then you roll them. And you have like a minute to roll these things. And then like drizzle chocolate on them. And I told my mom that I'm making this like complicated French cookie. And he's like, could you just please try a chocolate chip cookie again? I was like, I'm terrified of this stupid cookie because every time.
Right.
But I'll try them.
Wes won't.
He's been burned before.
Well, he'll try them, but first he will dial 9 and then 1 and then hold off on that last one. Just in case.
He got stuck with one once. Like just kind of like stop and just like.
A wife making terrible cookies and forcing her husband to try them is why wrestling crowds say, what? Every Monday on Raw.
Yeah,
it's so complicated. It's just a fucking cookie.
Everybody saw what I got in already. I just got Blue Ninjas, so that's we're not missing anything on that segment there. But to pile on the Miroslav Satan stories, I have one of those similar to that. When I worked for Dick's Sporting Goods, the Cubs got themselves an expensive right fielder from Japan named Kosuke Fukudome. And so I'm working the front end at the Dick's Sporting Goods, And we have some Chicago Cubs jerseys up towards the front of the store. We're in Indianapolis. It's kind of a Cubs town, kind of a Reds town, kind of a whatever town, but whatever. We carried some Cubs stuff. And so this woman comes up to me and says, I thought this was a reputable sporting goods store. Why do you have those jerseys?
Because she's racist.
And I'm like, ma'am, what do you mean? And clearly she thought that, this name was something that it most certainly is not.
Right. It was a request with a Belle Biv DeVoe song on the end of it.
Right. And so, yeah, I had to explain to her that, no, ma'am, that's actually how the right fielder for the Cubs spells his name. And I'm sorry you have to know that offends you. Similarly, another job I had in retail, a woman explained to me that she thought the music that we were playing over the store's PA was a little too urban, her word. And it was Linda Ronstadt. No lie.
By you.
And y'all know that I'm Linda Ronstadt for life, man.
Right. Linda Ronstadt. So yes, too urban.
Oh, my personal favorite was when the after 9/11 and and there's the whole anthrax thing going on in the mail and stuff like that. This woman came in hysterics out of the women's restroom, saying that there was a white powder in the restroom. And then she informed us that it was on the baby changing station.
Mm-hmm.
Who does coke on a baby changing station?
I know, right? But that was that was the style at the time. Yeah.
Michael Johnson.
Could it be baby powder, man?
The key to cookies is mixing the dry ingredients together and adding it to the wet ingredients to mix, and refrigerate between batches, and use fresh baking soda. And you've already lost her, Michael. That's too many steps. But thank you.
I ain't ever done none of that, and they turn out okay.
Right. Well, I mean, you just cut them off the log, and they come out okay.
There is a shortcut.
So what do you say we go ahead and get into shout-outs? Rack time, Rob. Go ahead and kick us off.
All right. Shout out to the custodial staff at Carmel High School for boiling my bathrooms yesterday. Because after yesterday, they needed it.
Hose, sandblast, hose.
Yeah. I
heard they brought.
It was either that or the CDC was going to declare it a hot zone.
I heard they brought an exorcist in. Was that really
good
necessary?
Lord. That's about where I was yesterday.
Right.
Oh.
The young priest got caught in traffic.
Yeah.
What else you got, Rob?
And thanks to the studio audience. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions.
All right. Mark Weber.
No thanks to Target.
Shout it out, Mark Weber.
Let's give a shout out to Marauder Rubin, who is recovering from a significant health scare, but is back online being snarky. So you can tell he's feeling better.
Right.
So yeah. To Marauder Rubin, good for him. And to the lovely and conspicuous by her absence, Mrs. Weber, who is celebrating our 24th anniversary this week by going across an ocean.
Sounds about right.
to get away from me.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, 24 years ago in a really, really hot September evening in Phoenix, Arizona, Mr. and Mrs. Weber.
Round of applause for the honcho.
24! Not bad.
Joe Colton not applauding. Doesn't care about the honcho's 24 years.
Tough room.
Does not care.
I know, really. Wow.
Tough room.
She gave polite golf applause.
I believe that's a show of solidarity for the lovely Miss Elizabeth, who is still under the tyranny of Daddy Law.
That's right, Daddy Law, till Wednesday. Oh, and yeah, and too, I coach a school's middle school co-ed soccer team, and we played West Bay on Wednesday. And I'm not going to use the kid's real name. Let's just call him LeBron James, because he's an 8th grader who is 6'8" and 230 pounds.
Nice.
And he gave one kid a concussion, broke another one's foot, and knocked 2 other kids, one of whom my daughter, out for the game. And when I mentioned to their coach, none of it was dirty. He was just totally out of control. Hey, man, can I talk to you for a second? That guy is killing my kids. He was like, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe try coaching him so that he's not murdering your children.
Yeah, they subbed him out. And we scored 2 and won 2-1. Bam! Take that. That's all I got.
Joe Colton, shout it out.
I'm going to do a shout out to my mom.
Yay!
Bring her in. Bring her in. We'll shout her out live.
She's smoking right now.
All right, fair enough.
For helping me and taking care of me. And then my husband, the wrist lock, who has been wonderful.
Also seen.
Yeah, good shit out of me. It was great.
He's right behind you, by the way.
They're in the house.
Right. I know I'm gonna get up and he's just gonna like jump out of the corner and scare the shit out of me again.
Wearing a folded up cowboy hat on one side just for giggles.
And a fake mustache.
I'll just start throwing random shit that's on the table around me.
How'd you like a snowman and a lantern, Wes?
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to William, who is on his way to RetroCon right now, and hopefully he finds some Joes and brings them back and sends me pictures of things that I might want to buy.
Given the stories of his driving, hopefully he finds RetroCon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's up in PA.
Why didn't you tell us about it? We didn't have it on the community calendar or nothing. What's up with that?
We didn't want people going up there and taking Wes's toys away from him before he could buy them. Or not Wes, William, sorry.
I guess.
Didn't we have RetroCon on there one time?
Yeah, you did.
Last year.
I think last week we had RetroCon.
Yeah, you've had RetroCon on before. Because I've explained that it's like a garage sale.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I just don't remember. What else you got, Joe Colton?
That's it.
All right. I'm going to give a shout out to our live viewers. We love you. Everybody who's catching us on recording, we love you too. If you're listening to us on audio, we love you too. We love everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We wouldn't do it without you. I want to give a shout out to our wonderful co-hosts, to Racktime Rob, to the Honcho Mark Weber, and a welcome back to Joe Colton. Now get the hell back out.
Yep. Aye, Captain.
You just showed up. Now you're just going to go take out another week. Give a shout out to our man Aaron Judge, who's giving us lots of non-Joe entertainment, breaking a home run record. Digging it.
Not yet.
Not happening yet, but it'll happen.
Coming soon.
Right. Next week we'll be celebrating it. We'll be doing the show Saturday evening, tanked, drunk.
That'll be fun. It'll be a good show.
Want to give a shout out to our lovely sponsors of Kokomo Toys. We haven't sung the theme song for a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Without Joe Colton here. So let's go ahead and do that now. Kokomo
Toys.
Kokomo Toys.
It is better as a quartet.
It is.
Yeah.
Truly.
It brings out the rich harmonies.
It scares the guests when we do the Kokomo Toys theme song.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was in a barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois?
And mostly shout out to you if you're seeing this right now. See, I'm just blowing right through that. Don't care. We're not stopping. We're getting out. We're getting out. Getting out now. If you are within earshot of hearing these words, we appreciate you. Remember, if you're watching us on Facebook, give us some kind of reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Do all the cool YouTube stuff. We really appreciate it. Share us in your social media circles. We've got all kinds of social media contacts down below. We are on Twitter. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We have a Ko-Fi, Kufi,
Kingston.
Coffee.
It's just coffee. Okay. But we've got one of those accounts too. You can see our monthly sponsors at the end of the show. You want to get your name up on the credits at the end of the show? Go ahead and become a monthly sponsor. That's the only tier we've got right now, but that's all it takes. You want to give us $1 a month That gets your name in the credits. And frankly, $1 a month is fantastic. We love $1 a month. We've also got the swag shop with a link down below. 35% off t-shirts this week. So if you've been holding off on getting a What's on Joe Mind t-shirt, especially now with the new logo, get yourself one of the. We've got Explosion. We've got No Explosion. You take your pick. You get the t-shirt, sweatshirt, coffee mug, whatever you want. It's 35% off on TeePublic this weekend. So get yourself on that one. But for my co-hosts, for Mark Weber, for Rob, for Joe Colton, everybody just take a look at Joe Colton now, because she won't be back again for another week.
She's at a con.
Right? I know.
Which con?
I'm leaving her in the big picture too.
It's cosplay world.
See, she's like the keynote speaker. She's
Yeah.
the Queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. She's the co-host with the co-moses. Thanks for joining in this episode of What's on Joe Mind. We'll be back on Saturday with a recap of the Hasbro PulseCon panel for G.I. Joe. More details as we figure them out. Pay attention to our social media. Again, well, as our good friend Vagon says, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Have a great rest of the weekend. Yo, Joe.
Beer.